Hey everyone, my name is Kimberly and welcome to my channel. I am so happy to have you with me today. And if you clicked on this video, that tells me you want to know my journey towards the carnivore diet. But before we really get into that story, let me take you a few steps back just a second. In 2005, when I was 19, I developed a binge eating disorder. I lived a very active and healthy lifestyle, but because I wanted to be pretty and skinny, I did whatever I could to get pretty and skinny, and I started binging and purging. That's about the same time I met my husband. He was able to pull me out. By the time we got married in 2006, I was back up to 130 pounds, my normal weight. I had lost a lot of muscle, but I was still very slim. And now let's skip forward to 2008. I found out I'm pregnant, and by this time we had already moved to a little apartment in Allen, Texas, due to my husband's new job. And I found out I was pregnant. And in 2009, we delivered a beautiful, healthy baby girl. But by the time I had delivered her, due to thinking I could eat enough for two, and I was eating enough for two grown men, not just for mom and baby, I had gained 100 pounds. 6 weeks after I delivered my daughter, I'm 190. 6 months later, I'm 170. Okie dokie. And this is where things start to take a turn. So it was time for me to go back on a birth control. Instead of choosing for an IUD or a pill or the shot, I chose to have a birth control implant put into my arm. And it actually was working pretty good. I wasn't having to worry about anything. My daughter turned 1. I was doing pretty good. A month later, we found out I lost my papa. He had taken his life. It was very hard on all of us. And 6 months later, I started really noticing some hormonal changes. I started having really bad depressive episodes. I would get angry really fast. I would go from bawling my eyes out to snapping in anger at my children, and it's not good. I didn't like who I had become. And when I would talk to my doctor about it, all I would get was, you need to see a psychiatrist. Go see a therapist. I would ask him, is it my hormones? No, you're depressed. He would dismiss everything else. One of the ladies my husband worked with told him to have me see her doctor. She goes, she's amazing. Have her switch to my doctor. I immediately made the switch. I go in, I speak to this new doctor, and she immediately is like, you could be depressed. And she goes, but you just told me you had this implant in. Those implants can mess with your hormones, and they can also cause severe weight gain. I had already gained back up to over 200 pounds. This is within a year and a half of me having my daughter. A year and a half to 2 years, actually. And she pulls that out, and the whole time I'm talking to her about this, I cannot keep the tears from flowing. I am just bawling my eyes out. So she gets it pulled out, and she tells me, she goes, okay, I want to see you back in 2 weeks. Let's see how you're doing. So 2 weeks later, I go back. I am in full smiles. I am a completely different person. And she's like, okay, there's your problem. That was your problem. Other than that, I feel good. I'm still big, and I start struggling, and that's what causes my weight struggles, is having that put in. Because my husband's working nights. I'm living a very sedentary lifestyle. I'm a PC gamer. He's working nights, so I'm staying up. I'm on his schedule. I'm up all night. I'm gaming, and I'm living a very sedentary lifestyle. I'm really not eating a whole lot, but I'm not active anymore either. So I start battling with my weight. Then I start working out, and I try to start getting on the treadmill. I start dieting, counting calories. That just kept me hungry. Well, counting calories brought me back to my binge purge eating disorder. Because I was restricting my calories so much, I would stay really, really hungry. So I might go, and I have a stepson that I love dearly, and I might go get him and my daughter something to eat at Sonic. Well, I would grab me something. I might get a double cheeseburger with fries, a milkshake, and cheddar peppers and onion rings. I mean, I would have enough food for a whole lot of people. I'm like, screw it. I'm already fat. What does it matter? I'm going to eat. I'm going to be happy. Food was my comfort. So I would binge. Well, I would purge it. And I might only do that once every month or so or longer. Well, my weight became a 10-year battle. I counted calories. I had tried every diet under the sun. Um, I had tried eating, low carb, high carb, do the low carb, high carb cycles, counting your calories. I had tried paleo, and paleo actually did work. It just got a little too expensive. I would go back to counting calories. Then I would go back to I just don't care, and I'd eat whatever I want. And now, then we tried the Mediterranean diet. Ugh, no, that's horrible. I can't do that. We tried keto, and a little TMI, keto worked really, really well for me. And I lost about 25 pounds on keto, but I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I thought, oh my gosh, keto's not working. It's keeping me constipated. My ratios are off. I didn't know enough about the low carb diets to really understand that, hey, your your bathroom schedule start to change a little bit. So I got off that and I went back. Well, 2020, right when all of that started breaking loose, I decided I am going to lose weight. I am 258 pounds. I get on the treadmill and I'm like, I'm going to hit it hard. I am bound and determined. I am going to lose the weight. I go back to counting calories. I'm like, okay, I love sandwiches. I love eating cereal. I'll just count my calories. I'll keep my calories at 1,200 and I'm going to hit the treadmill hard. Okay, when you're 258 pounds, I'm 5'4". I am way overweight. I don't need to go from eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day to 12. That put me in severe starvation. I stayed so hungry. And now I'm working out really, really, really hard on the treadmill. I mean, like every day, 45 minutes a day. And I'm a big lady. Here's a picture of me when I first started. Yeah, see, I'm large. I'm going and I'm hitting the treadmill really, really hard. And it almost blows my knee. That sits me way back. Okay, I let my knee heal, completely stop working out. I gained all that weight that I had just lost. I gained it all back. And I'm sitting at the computer one night. My husband, he's in bed. He's watching TV right before he goes to sleep because he's got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning due to his work. And he hollers at me and says, hey, I want you to come watch something. And we had been talking about, I need to lose the weight anyhow. I couldn't even stand up to do laundry at our bed for 5 minutes without my back just killing me. I'm in pain. My back, severe back pains, hip pains, knee pains. And he's like, watch these videos. He goes, I found something. Well, the videos that he had pulled up was of Dr. Ken Berry talking about the carnivore diet. And I had kind of seen Dr. Berry on YouTube, but I hadn't really watched any of his videos. So I sat there with him that night, and we ended up watching like 3 or 4 of his videos. And I told him, I was like, I need to let you go to bed, but let's try this diet. You're fixing to get off, and when you get off, let's go buy some meat. He was like, hey, I'll do it with you. So he gets off, and a few days later, we go and we spend entirely too much money on entirely too much meat. And I start this diet. So it's the end of June, the very 1st of August of 2020. And I'll never forget this date because it was the first year, it was the date that I got my first, a mini piercings. And I went with my mom and my daughter. This was August 7th. She wanted her ear pierced right before she started school. And this was going to be her first major piercing. I had lost 6 pounds. I'd only been on this diet for about a week. And I was like, wow, I'm eating. Well, let's see. So yeah, I started out as 256.8 pounds. By the August 7th, I had lost 6. My birthday is September 15th. And for my birthday, my mom took me to a cabin in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. We stayed for a couple of days. It was September 20th. I had lost 20 to 25 pounds. I was like, No. I am sorry. I weighed 220 pounds. That's what it was. I had lost like 30 pounds. It was like, holy cow, I had lost so much weight. I'm like, wait a minute, this is working. And this is a picture of me at the end. So you can see a big difference here. I'm still large by all means, but I have lost a lot of weight. Okay, by Christmas of 2020, I had lost another. I was down to the 200 mark. Y'all, I hadn't been 200 in years. I was ecstatic. I am eating until I was full. But I honestly, at this time, I was enjoying the simplicity of the diet. And quite frankly, I was eating nothing but chili, mostly. I learned to make a good, yeah, I guess you could say I was more ketovore because I still had a Bang energy drink every day, every morning. Instead of drinking coffee, I drank a energy drink. And I only had one a day. And then I drank nothing but water. But I ate a lot of chili. But I stayed full. I would eat chili. I did not use, and I still have like some sugar-free ketchups and sugar-free sauces. And I have seasonings. So I'm not a purist carnivore, and I'm still not to this day. Okay, well, by, let's see, by Christmas of 2020, I was 190 pounds. I was ecstatic. Now, this picture that I'm about to show is just a few weeks before Christmas. This is the 1st of December, and I'm at the 190 mark. I had forgotten to get a picture of the scale, so I do apologize there. By April 2021, I'm 161. Here's a picture here. I was, wow, and this whole time I'm going through this going, how is this possible? I'm eating to the point where I'm full. How is it that I can eat until I literally am stuffed, wake up in the morning, and I've lost weight? And through this whole time, I'm eating until I am full, and I'm losing weight. I'm not hungry. I'm eating good. I'm feeling good. Normal cycles. I'm losing weight. My skin's starting to change. My energy levels are changing. I feel amazing. Okay, but this is where things start to take a turn. So in June of 2021, I hit the 135 mark. Okay. My goal was to be 130 so bad. And I wanted to hit that 130 mark so bad. I quit doing carnivore right. And let me explain that. So I started focusing what I weighed on that scale. I became absolutely obsessed with the number on that scale. I went from eating everything I needed, my body felt good, to restricting my diet. I was eating less and less. I stayed hungry and hungry. So I would binge, and then I would feel guilty, and I would purge. So now I'm back in a slight binge purge mode. You know, I was doing really, really good, but every now and then I would just get so hungry because I'm restricting so much that I would binge and I'd purge. Wasn't doing it very much, but by binging and purging, I felt like I was getting to eat. Okay, when you're on the carnivore diet, you do not restrict your intake whatsoever, because by me doing that, I put my body in starvation mode. And that's, since I had a history of binge purge, it brought it back. And being a binge purge on a low carb carnivore diet, that's a recipe for absolute and utter disaster. When I started binging and purging on the carnivore diet, I lost my period. My cycles were gone. And so now October hits. We've got all this Halloween candy and we've got cookies and whatnot. I had been binging and purging for a little bit. You know, it wasn't an everyday thing. It was, once a week, every week or two, I might binge or purge. So it wasn't a constant. Well, I had bought a whole bunch of cookies for my daughter. She had a big sleepover. prior to October, and there was still a whole bunch of cookies left in the cabinet. I buy the big pork rind tubs from Sam's, all the big ones. Well, I had that filled up with full of cookies. I mean, there was all types of cookies for those kids. October hits, and y'all, I'm hungry. I am starving. The carb cravings are just hitting me, and by this time, I hadn't really given into them. We had started buying Halloween candy, and I started sneaking. I started eating a few Twizzlers. By this, I'd already lost a lot of weight, and it's like, a Twizzler's not going to kill me. But here's the thing, and it never dawned on me. Now that I have a carb addiction, I knew that. I love carbs, and I absolutely love sweets. So by reintroducing the candy, it brought back all my carb cravings. Well, I was just eating like one Twizzler every now and then. Halloween came around. There's even more candy in the house. And my husband's in bed. It's a school night, so both of my kids are asleep. The candy's right there. The cookies are right there. I'm watching a movie, and I'm like, one cookie's not going to kill me, right? So I go get a cookie. One cookie turns into two. Two turns into a glass of milk and a whole bowl of cookies. I binge. And this is the first carb binge I had since I was younger, since I was 19. And I binge and purge. I feel guilty afterwards. I don't do it again for a while. A week later, the cookies are still there. I do it again. Now, Thanksgiving rolls around. And I wanted to make something to take to Thanksgiving, so I make rolls. And I make like 3 different types of rolls. And I make a bunch of these cute little dinner rolls. Well, Thanksgiving, I'm like, I want to eat. So one night before I went in for Thanksgiving, me and my husband, we took one of each of the rolls, we cut them in half, and we tried. I wanted to try the rolls. I love to bake. I want to make sure they're good before I take them in to, 30 people. They're good. We get in for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I'm going to eat Thanksgiving. The dressing, the whole 9 yards. And I do, but it makes me sick. But I enjoyed it. Even though it made me sick, because it was way too much, it pushes me back into the carbs, okay? I start making sourdough breads. I am making sourdough pancakes. I've learned to make my own pancake syrups. This turns into a complete year of me binge purging. Okay, I'm back on the carbs. I've been purging carbs left and right. My husband works 3 days one week, 4 days the next. He works Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every other Saturday. Tuesday night, I could not wait for him to go to bed so I could have my first binge. Okay? From Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday, and a lot of times, if he's worked Saturday, Friday night, and maybe even Saturday, I would binge. So from Tuesday night to Friday, I would binge and purge all day long, all night. I would binge from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. I dropped down to 112 pounds. My weight was shot. I am weak. I have lost all muscle. Carnivore's gone. The only time I was carnivore was when he was off. I would only eat a carnivore diet. I'd have one bang. I'd eat nothing but animal-based diet. But as soon as he went back to work, I'm eating pancakes. I'm eating bread. I would purposely make me a loaf of bread just to binge it. I mean, I was going through 25 pounds of flour and sugar every 2 weeks just on what I was consuming. And then I would eat cereals, and looking back, it was sad. I had completely fallen off the rails, and by that time, I mean, it's bad. So, and I'm sorry, I'm looking down. That's November of 21. So November of 21 completely threw me. That's what started me completely throwing me off the rails. So May of 22, I finally admitted to my husband of being back on binge and purge. And he told me, he goes, I know. He's like, I already knew. He's like, I was waiting. He goes, I knew. He goes, I couldn't confirm it. He goes, but I had my suspicions. I'm like, well, I am. And I told him, I was like, I was weighing 6 times a day. You know, I would binge. I would weigh in the morning, binge, and when I went to bed, I wanted to weigh less than I did in the morning. So not only was I extremely dehydrated, I was starving myself to death. Okay, he took my scale, walked outside, and destroyed it. Glass shattered everywhere. It's gone. So, no more scale. Well, then I became, how flat is my tummy? You know, I didn't have the scale there. I don't know how much I weigh. So I started looking, is my tummy flat? Is my tummy flat? But I wasn't binging and purging as much. And then I started binging and purging again. And then I got it under control. Okay. So August of 2022 rolls around. And I set a goal. I don't want to binge again until my birthday. I want to try to completely get away from it. My body's tired. It was like my body was telling me, hey, I've had enough. I wasn't looking forward to the binge anymore. The carbs started not tasting as good. You know, the sweets just didn't taste right. And so August, I decided, okay, set a goal. Stay back on the carnivore diet. Make sure you do the carnivore diet right. I'm still going to allow myself a Bang energy drink. At the time I wasn't drinking coffee, so enjoy your Bang. I did it for a month. Stayed on the carnivore diet. No carbs. I didn't cheat. Purely carnivore. Okay, I made it to my birthday. That's awesome. Make it to Halloween. I made it to Halloween. And then I slid just once. And I felt so bad because around that same time, I actually started working out with kettlebell. I wanted to get in shape and I wanted to start building muscle. Well, when I backslid, it was about 2 or 3 days in there that I binged. And I noticed when it was really affecting my workouts. I'm like, God, I feel so weak. I was weak. And then I'm like, you know what? No amount of carbs is worth this. I want to get my health back. And November of 21, I had actually started running 5Ks. I want to go back to running 5Ks. And I can't do that binging and purging and destroying my health. You know, April of 21, I ran a 5K, placed 3rd. But I was still binging and purging. Like, just imagine what you can do if you're actually healthy. You know, when I got back on the carnivore diet and I started doing it right again, when I started, my eyes were sunk in. I looked horrible. Yeah, I wanted to be skinny. I was in a size 2. I wanted to be skinny, but is that really what I wanted? No, I really wanted to be fit. I wanted to be strong again. I had always prided myself on my strength. And then since being back on the binge and purge for the last year, I had lost my cycle. I had lost all my strength. It's not worth it anymore. And then something clicked in my head. Hey, it's not worth it. And then I had started, getting a little more active with, Instagram, posting pictures on Instagram. And I started following more carnivore people and carnivore low carb doctors and more health fitness people. And one of the doctors, and honestly, I cannot remember who put out a saying, what are you willing to give up to have what you want? And that really sunk in and really touched me in a way. It really connected. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I willing to give up to have what I want? Before I had started my weight loss journey, when I was still big, I wanted to do a fitness show. I wanted to get in shape, get the muscle, and I wanted to do a fitness show. Just to do it to say I have done it. I'm not really wanting to do that anymore, and I really don't. But I want to get in shape for me. I want to have my strength back. So, and let's see. So after that relapse, I decided I'm done. I'm going back pure carnivore. With which, and I was drinking coffee. I was allowing myself coffee in college and my bang, but no more cheating. Stay away from the carbs. So I'm like, okay, make it through Thanksgiving. There's your test. The biggest test I'm going to have right now is to make it through Thanksgiving. I made it through Thanksgiving. Other than my coffee and my bang, I ate no plant. No, nothing that was not an animal-based product. Okay. Your next big hurdle. Get through Christmas. I made it through Christmas. Not a problem. Still drinking coffee. It's cold, of course. I'm enjoying my coffee. Still enjoy my coffee. And I'm going to keep my coffee. I like coffee. Doing good. And by this time, I have been doing kettlebells. I'm starting to see some definition in my arms. Starting to see definition in my chest, in my back. Hey, I'm starting to feel healthier. My husband tells me I don't look like a crackhead anymore. He's like, you look healthy. And people are telling me, hey, you're looking really good. I don't know what I weigh. And when we go in for Christmas, we get to my in-laws, and my husband told me, he goes, come on, you're going to weigh. I don't want to weigh. He goes, get on the scale. I get on the scale. I won't look at him. I look at him straight in the eyes, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to know. And I step on. I look in straight ahead in the mirror, and then I turn and I look at him, and I step off. I don't care. Like, I don't want to know. I don't have to know what I weigh. I feel really good. I don't care. He goes, well, I can tell you, you don't weigh as much as you think you do. I'm like, I know I'm probably close to 130. He goes, no, you're not. I'm like, what do you mean? No, I'm not. He goes, you weigh less than 130. I'm like, 125? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay, now I'm curious. I'm like, okay, what do I weigh? He goes, you're 123. Really? I'm 123? He goes, yeah. I've been working kettlebells. My diet's on point. I'm eating as much as I want to eat, and I'm not restricting my diet. Okay. Okay, this is working. This is good, but when I did my relapse, I changed something. And this is, to me, a really big key thing that I think is really just contributed to my my weight loss. I can't really say my weight loss, but my moods, my energy, is I follow Bella, the steak and butter gal. Well, she brought a doctor on, and Dr. Bright was talking about a high-fat carnivore. Well, in October, when I backslid, that's when I changed my diet. Instead of eating just carnivore, I upped my fat to make sure to eat one stick of butter a day. I started going high-fat carnivore. I reduced my protein a little, and I upped my fats. And my carb cravings completely stopped. 100% gone. I started having more energy. I am feeling better. My workouts are doing better. I'm feeling great. So I have to thank that video for putting me on and making me want to try the high-fat carnivore. I still eat one stick of butter a day. I eat till I'm full. If I am hungry, I eat. I do weigh my food just because I like to know just how much meat. Am I eating a quarter pound? And I go by, that looks like way too much meat. I'm eating upwards of 6 eggs a day. Normally 3 in the morning, 3 in the evening. And I normally only eat 2 meals a day. So I get up, I run dairy goats. So at 6 o'clock, I am up milking my goats. 7 o'clock, I'm feeding. When I come in from feeding livestock, I start cooking everybody breakfast. So normally about 8 o'clock, I eat breakfast. And about 12 to 1, I eat lunch. Sometimes it's later than that. And there's times where I might only eat 1 meal a day. If we're really, really busy, I might not eat breakfast. I might grab a quick lunch, and I'm done. If I'm hungry, I eat. And my outlook now on everything has changed. I am really focusing the carnivore. And honestly, I don't think I could have beat bulimia, the binge purge, without being on carnivore. The carnivore diet helped me lose 130 pounds within a year. I tried every way in the world to lose the weight. When I do the carnivore, and now that I'm back fully doing the carnivore diet, right? My carnivore. And I have people say, well, you drink coffee, you're eating, because I do love a jalapeno hot sauce, just a little bit on my eggs. I like it. They're like, well, and I've had one of the comments on me, well, when are you going to learn that jalapenos are a plant? Yeah, no joke. I know jalapenos are a plant. But you know what? It's a 0 calorie, 0 carb. I am not eating that much. What I do eat does not affect me. If it affected me, I would not eat it. I love Redmond Real. I use Redmond Relight. And when I ran out of Redmond before, I was like, okay, I'm going to use a cheaper alternative. I'm going to use Propel electrolytes. I can't drink Propel drinks. There is something in them that causes me to bloat. I love C4 energy drinks. I love Bucked Up energy drinks, but I cannot drink them. They make my head itch and they make me bloat. I cannot chew sugar-free gum whatsoever. I cannot have xylitol. I cannot have sorbitol. Quest bars kill me. When I was binging and purging, I figured all this out because I was allowing myself the Quest bars. I was allowing myself the gum, and I have played around, and I have since played around, well, not since being back high-fat carnivore, but when I was binging and purging, I've tried to play around with, adding vegetables and fruits back into my diet. Even though I might go weeks without binging and purging, just by adding the fruits and vegetables back, it triggered me. I have to stay away from all triggers. I cannot eat in moderation. I am an abstainer. I can tolerate the bangs. I cannot tolerate coffee. They are not a trigger for me. Sauces. Certain sauces are not a trigger for me. I stay away from all seed oils whatsoever. If I have a seed oil, anything is marinated in a seed oil, it affects me. It will make me bloat. It makes me feel bad. My skin will break out. I've dealt with acne all my life. I am 38 years old, and for the first time, I have a clear skin. I have more energy. This is all because, and I have to believe, the carnivore diet. I told my husband maybe next year I would like to try adding in some fermented food. Now he is making his own sauerkraut. He wants to make other fermented foods with me, and dairy. We want to add in a dairy cow. I want to start making yogurts, raw milk yogurt. I'd like to try adding in raw milk again later because I cannot have regular yogurt. I have tried yogurt. I can't have it. Processed yogurt makes me sick to my stomach. It doesn't make me throw up. I just can't. It just makes me sick. So I've cut out the majority of my dairy. If I eat too much dairy, I feel a little bloaty. Sour cream's fine. Too much cream will make me feel poofy, kind of heavy. Too much cheese will make me feel heavy. So I don't eat a lot of cheese. I don't eat a lot of cream. I will occasionally, but I do almost every meal. I will have like a sour cream. But it's one of those things that just doesn't bother me because I don't eat a lot of it. But yes, so that is my journey into the carnivore diet. It has helped me overcome an eating disorder. It has helped me overcome obesity. And moving forward, I told my husband this is only the start of my reinventing myself, I guess. So this year, and I originally was not going to have a New Year's resolution, but I am. So here it is, it is November 26th. And I told him, it's like, I am going to really focus my strength this year. I am going to push weights hard this year. I don't care what I weigh. As long I have a strength goal. Right now, I am using a 25-pound kettlebell. At the end of this year, I would actually like to be working with a 40-pound kettlebell. Will I get there? I don't know. But I want to see definition. I think if I stand just right, I can see abs. But because of the weight loss, I still have a lot of loose skin on my tummy. So I'm not going to try to worry about how I look per se. And as far as like, oh, are you skinny? I want to look at definition. I want to recomp my body. I want to see definition. I want to see strength gains, muscle gains, and I want to focus on self-care, whether it be skin care, taking care of my hair. And another reason that I am having my coffee is because I drink collagen with it. I like my coffee and my collagen. That's just my enjoyment every day. I want to get me back, and carnivore has helped me get me back. And anybody that is needing that has health problems, whether you are a diabetic, you need to lose some weight, you have an autoimmune issue, give the carnivore diet a try. I have a friend of mine right now, her and her husband are doing the carnivore diet. They're seeing some changes. My mom has tried the carnivore diet. She seen a drop in weight. My husband eats a meat-based diet. He doesn't eat carnivore. He eats meat and fruit. He caught meat aversion when we first went carnivore, and he hasn't really liked meat since. But he also caught COVID, and we can't guarantee, we don't know for sure, but we're almost positive that that's what he had. And ever since he got sick, he's just turned off by food. Nothing tastes good. He likes meat better than he likes anything else, but he enjoys his meat, he enjoys his fruit, and he eats more low-carb keto-ish because he'll eat the keto breads. But yeah, that's me. This is my journey, and this is going to be a completely unedited version other than me adding pictures. So I will add in a couple of pictures. It just kind of shows a little bit of my shoulder definition that I am getting. Yes, it's not a lot, but considering where I was, that's a lot more than I had. But anyway, so yes, that is my journey. If you would like to know more, and if you'd like me to post more pictures or more videos along the carnivore line, please let me know. I do want to add in some cooking videos here or there, but my next big video will be it'll be a farm video. So you tell me which one you like. Do you want a farm video next, or do you want more carnivore videos after the upcoming video? So anyways, I'm going to get off of here. We're pushing that 40-minute mark. So let me know what you think, and I look forward to talking to you all again. And I hope my journey can help someone else out. Because if you are battling from an eating disorder, autoimmune issue, mental health, anything, please give the carnivore diet or a version of the carnivore diet a try. See if it works for you. Anyways, y'all have an amazing time, amazing day, and thank you for allowing me to share my journey with you. Bye.